Stand by. Oh, what's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, The KeysDAN Show. The KeysDAN Show. It's The KeysDAN Show. I need a new theme for The KeysDAN Show. You might learn stuff. You might hear news. You never know what you're going to get on the KeysDAN Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Also, if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast. It's called What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, oh my goodness, I almost missed it. It's National Radio Day. August 20th is National Radio Day. On August 20th, well, let me do this as the announcer from 1933. On August 20th, we'll be coming to you on all frequencies for National Radio Day. Radio was once one of the most incredible technologies on Earth, used by militaries and governments alike for navigation, news distribution, and more. It made news and music more accessible, and brought us closer as a nation and a planet. Though today we rely more heavily on the internet and television for what we once relied on radio for, radio is far from dead and increasingly appreciated for its vintage and fantastic content. I'm not going to do the whole thing like that. History of National Radio Day. Although I probably could. I have a lot of fun doing the announcer from 1933. The history of National Radio Day, though we typically attribute the invention of the radio to Guglielmo Marconi in the 1890s. Nikola Tesla was reportedly the first to demonstrate radio in 1893. Nonetheless, the process spanned decades, with many scientists making small but significant contributions to the understanding of electromagnetic induction, electric conduction, and radio waves. For example, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz discovered radio waves in the 1880s, which helped prove a theory of electromagnetism put forth by James Clerk Maxwell in 1873. It took quite a bit of time after the discovery of radio for the technology to be used as communication. This was both because the inventors hadn't realized the practical and life-changing applications of their development, and because there were many more components needed to transmit and detect electrical waves. Public radio broadcasting had its own inventor, and that's Lee DeForest. He transmitted the first public radio broadcast, which featured the voices of opera stars in 1910. DeForest Radio Telephone Company went on to manufacture the first commercial radios, which could pick up a signal from miles away. Obviously, radio was huge for music and changed the landscape of the industry immediately. News took to the radio as well, and announcers could quickly hop on the air to deliver the happenings of the day to a massive audience. The first radio news program was broadcast on August 31st, 1920, out of Detroit, at a station that survives today as WWJ. In the early 20th century, radio also began to be used for broadcasting sports, aiding telephone services, and even navigating by airplane. With the digital revolution and the wireless era, radio changed and adapted Today, though radio is used for a variety of functions, it no longer holds its former top slot in entertainment and news media. With television, the internet, and more, it's hard for radio to compete in that space. But people still love it, and it doesn't look like radio's going away anytime soon. In fact, we appreciate radio even more these days for its old school vintage. You know, I've worked in radio since 1986, on and off over the years. I've done terrestrial radio, internet radio. I have my internet radio station, radiowhat.com. I enjoy it. I really do. I like talking to the people. I like the way it builds communities, able to have conversations with people. That's what that's why I started the What Makes You Famous podcast. I know, I used to, when I was on terrestrial radio in Miami and even in Little Rock, I would get to talk to these famous people or have conversations with people, and it would only be for a short time. Sometimes it was, 15, 20 minutes for a segment. And now with this new thing we call podcast, it goes long form. Well, all right, let's keep going with National Radio Day. National Radio Day, 1892, the prototype. Nikola Tesla comes up with an early design for a radio long before Marconi gets his hands on the technology. 1933, March, radio enables the fireside chats, proving it's more than a medium to broadcast sporting events and news. Radio serves the United States as President Roosevelt holds fireside chats to help lead the nation through the Great Depression and WW2. That's World War II. October 31st, 1938. Halloween hoax, when famous director Orson Welles broadcast a radio piece that reads, excerpts from H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds. Unsuspecting listeners think it's real news and that the planet is being attacked by aliens. That's 1938, October 31st. That's Halloween. I guess people should have had a clue, but, not everybody thought it was a true thing, but some people got fooled. Hey, radio's powerful. 1939, FM who? FM radio makes its first appearance. 1939. I didn't even remember it was that far back. I feel like it was the 50s or 60s. 1995, Radio Online. The first online radio station, Radio HK, is born. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And now there's so many internet radio stations to choose from. You can make your own on various platforms. Just pick a few artists that you like, and the algorithm will send you on its way. It's amazing. It connects people, but it also individualizes us and makes us feel, hey, I was having a conversation with my father-in-law today about music, and we both teared up. He's talking about Tchaikovsky, and I'm talking about Beethoven, and my goodness, by the end of the conversation, we're bawling like 15-year-old girls with skin knees. Let me tell you, radio is very powerful. Music is very powerful. The way that radio can bring music to people and news, and it is. Whenever there's a natural disaster, most of the time people, if they still have internet, they'll go with the internet. But hey, if you don't have internet and you got or even electricity, you got a battery operated radio, you're going to turn to that. And it's nice to have that as it's a good warm blanket, if you will, to use an analogy. All right. Here's some National Radio Day survey results. Info gathered by one of the top. Let's see, National Radio Day. The National Today Data Science Team surveyed 1,000 people about their radio consuming habits. In radio, you have two tools, sound and silence. Instead of saying on radio, and I tried to get this drilled out of me. I know I still got a lot of ums and ohs, but instead of saying just leave silence while you're thinking about that next thought. It's hard to do it in the moment, but it's good to do it. Leave the silence. People will be on the edge waiting for that next word. The facts: 71%, more than 2/3 of people surveyed, listen to the radio in their car. 67%, 2 out of 3 people surveyed listen to their radio every single day. 48%, nearly 1 in 2 love to sing along to the radio. You ever pull up next to somebody in a car and they're just jamming, having their best lives, living their best lives, having a great time? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been that guy. That certain song comes on. Hey, it's cool. The numbers. Would you want more or less commercials on the radio? I think this is a pretty easy one, right? 8.74. I wouldn't wait. 8.74. I wouldn't mind more commercials on the radio. And then 92.9%. Radio stations have too many commercials. Those 8.74% that want more commercials, they're the ones trying to sell you stuff, okay? And that's pretty much, shoot, that's how radio makes their money. You think they're putting that music on for free? The artists, they don't pay the radio stations. That's called payola. They're not supposed to pay the radio stations to play their music. The only revenue that radio gets is commercial. You know, if they're a commercial radio station, if they're a public radio station, then guess who pays for that? It's us. It's us. It comes out of our pocket, and then find donors too that support public radio. But any commercial radio, it's commercials. Obviously, they're trying to sell you some stuff. Men versus women. Percent who say I sing along to the radio, and percent who say I channel surf until the ads on my favorite station are over. Let's see. More women say they sing along to the radio, and then more women will channel surf until they find out that their ads are over. That's a little bit about National Radio Day. Oh, wait, let's see. National Radio Day. Okay. National Radio Day activities. Promote your favorite station. We all have a favorite station. RadioWhat.com. You know, that one that just knows when you need to hear a sad song, that shares your exact political views, that telepathically plays the song you were just thinking about. Celebrate your station by giving them a boost on social media with the hashtag National Radio Day. Last year, more than 200,000 tweets with that hashtag were sent out, and organizers are hoping to beat their record. Donate to your local radio station. Radio isn't as big budget as it once was, and chances are your local radio station would welcome a helping hand to keep public broadcasting alive. Donations aren't just helpful but necessary. Think of it as paying them back for all the music and information you've received over the years. Number 3, pick up a personal radio. Need a project? Pick up a fixer-upper radio from an antique or thrift store and try your hand at getting it singing again. The work can be satisfying, and you can learn a lot about the science behind radio. Don't get electrocuted. Be careful, folks. Let's see. 5 fun facts about radio. 1, AM. AM stands for amplitude modulation, and FM stands for frequency modulation. We learned something new today. Some of us did, right? Number 2, W versus K. Did you know that radio stations west of the Mississippi River use a K as the first letter in their call signs, while those to the east use a W? Number 3, all Christmas, all year. In case you like singing along to Let It Snow in July, tune in to foreverchristmasradio.com, which is in its 12th year of broadcasting. It's not terrestrial radio, it's online radio. Hey, but radio is still radio, still getting information to the people. Number 4, shopping and radio. For 62% of shoppers, they've been listening to the radio just 14 minutes before heading into the store. What an advertising opportunity. What an advertising opportunity. 5, not out of style. 71% of people surveyed, that's more than 2/3. Math. Say they listen to the radio in their car. Do you? But I don't even drive. I'm only 4. I'm sure they're listening to the radio. Got to put it on Radio Disney, one of those pay channels. Why we love National Radio Day. It was life-changing technology. Though today radio is great for busting the daily commute blues, keeping us up on the news and preventing us from drifting off during road trips, it was once life-changing technology. Radio globally changed the way people interacted with the news and government and each other. From news anchors to FDR's fireside chats that kept the nation going through the rough times, radio has filled key gaps and done a lot of social good. Safe. And for navigation, radio has undeniably made its mark in the world. B, it keeps drives more interesting. Are you part of the 71% of people who listen to radio in their car? We all know radio is not only what keeps you awake on long road trips, but also what keeps you interested, learning new things or singing along. We love radio because it helps us perfect our voices when we're belting it out on the commute. Don't you hate it when you're singing your favorite song and the artist on the radio gets the words wrong? I just saw that meme recently. Hilarious. C, it's where you heard your favorite song. Whether it was alternative, country, or classic rock. Everyone has felt that pause when a great beat comes on the radio, and you just know it's about to be your favorite song. Credit to the radio for helping us all experience new songs we might not otherwise have found. Oh, fantastic. That's National Radio Day. It fell this year on August 20th. It's 2022. Thank you so much for listening. This is the KeysDAN Show. Sometimes I put these, when I'm doing podcasts on my own, I'll make them on the What Makes You Smarter hashtag or put them under that umbrella. But since it's KeysDAN and I'm very well adversed in radio and or affiliated with radio, adversed, I'm still a stumbling bloke. But I do like it. I do like radio. I do like getting information and then disseminating it to the people, spreading the word. You know, don't keep it all to yourselves. If you find something cool, if you find something good, tell everybody. You know, I don't keep it to myself. You know, sometimes people will say something before they sing a karaoke song at some of my karaoke shows, and I'll say, "Can I tell everybody? Because I got a microphone in my hands. If it's good news, I want everybody to know." Yeah, spread the word. Have a good time. All right, party people, that's it for this edition of the KeysDAN Show. If you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast. It's called What Makes You Famous. Find it everywhere using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. Also, I've been doing some gaming. I'm back at KeysDAN Gaming. Use the hashtag KeysDAN Gaming. Find me on Twitch. Find me on KeysDAN Gaming. Also, Friday nights, you'll usually find me at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. That's the video dance party karaoke jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. Friday nights at the Rab. Come on out and play with us. Come on. Won't you join me? Won't you join us? Always a good time. All right, let me cut this thing out. I'm done. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.